and welcome back to Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling. I'm 14 Fitzpatrick, and this is part 3 of a review of Monday Night Raw from October 7th, 2013, from the Consol Energy Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We begin part 3 of this review with some deranged hobo named Shawn Michaels appearing as the third candidate for the special guest referee position for the Hell in a Cell match between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. He cuts a promo saying that he's the best person for the job, and he has ties to both the game and the deranged lumberjack / lawn gnome Daniel Bryan. And he says that neither will sway him. We'll see. He also gets an HB Shizzle chant. I didn't know that Shawn Michaels started selling barbecue grills, but okay. I've worked for George Foreman. I know. Anyway, Shawn Michaels is hoping that everybody votes for him. I always thought that the HBK standed for Hoboken, New Jersey. I guess I thought he was like some kind of minor god there or something. But he stands for Heartbreak Kid, which I think is less cool. I think Hoboken, New Jersey is much cooler for a nickname, HB and K. Anyway, the hobo leaves the stage, and we now have our 3 candidates that will be voted on via the WWE app, which is never wrong about anything and has never been rigged for anything, we think. Before our next match, ADR versus a mystery opponent. Vicky Guerrero announces said mystery opponent to ADR, and it's Ricardo Rodriguez. Poor guy, he just can't seem to get away from Alberto Del Rio. But anyway, just before the match starts, Vicky Guerrero has another announcement. Ricardo Rodriguez is not ADR's opponent at Hell in a Cell. It's something far worse. John Cena is Alberto Del Rio's opponent at Hell in a Cell, which causes ADR to lose so much focus that Ricardo Rodriguez rolls him up for the 1-2-3. This makes Alberto Del Rio very angry, and he proceeds to take his frustration out on Ricardo Rodriguez. Again. He smashes him into the announce table, flings him into JBL, smashes him with a chair, tries to break his arm, succeeds in doing so, and is generally displeased about this. I think he's going to go off and kick some sandcastles, ruin somebody in catering, smash up a couple of lockers, and feud with his bucket again that betrayed him. This is a very great announcement for the WWE. Oh, by the way, children, those are pigs flying in the sky. And they are getting roasted by the eruption that is coming from Mount Smarkajawea. The Smarks are not happy about this. They didn't want to see John Cena, hear from John Cena, or even think of John Cena until about the Royal Rumble, or even later than that. But I think this is a great decision. Cena has healed from the arm injury to a certain extent and can work a safe match with ADR. ADR is probably the safest worker on the roster if you're not named Sin Cara, and will be a really great fit for him. Plus, this can continue the Christmas episode of Monday Night Raw feud, in which ADR accidentally ran over Santa Claus with his car. Yes, this actually happened. Go check whichever site has the clip of the ADR running over Santa Claus with his car. I think it's on the WWE YouTube site. Anyway, our next match is Zack Ryder versus Fandango. This was a really good match. Zack Ryder has really convincing offense, and Fandango is a really great performer. However, there's a little bit of history between these two individuals, and you may have noticed during this match that Zack Ryder was purple. His entire face was purple, to be exact. The reason is that Fandango had him in a neck lock for an extended period of time and was actually choking him at points in this match. The reason is that Fandango was got a concussion from Ryder during a match on SmackDown a couple months ago, which delayed his push. And naturally, Fandango seemed very angry about this, still. And naturally, this boiled over into this match. Both individuals put on a very good match, despite the fact that both of them probably wanted to punch each other in the back for this, for Fandango choking Ryder, and Ryder for being a little bit too stiff in the match. Otherwise, it was a really solid back-and-forth match. I actually really enjoyed it. And then we cut to our vote. Which individual wins the most amount of votes to be the special guest referee for the Hell in a Cell match? It's Shawn Michaels. The Deranged Hobo got enough votes compared to Booker T's 7% and Bob Backlund's middle percentage. Bob Backlund is going to go hit the crossface chicken wing on some food vendors while Booker T goes crying somewhere. 7%! 7% for the six-time WWE WCW champion. Yeah, I bet he's not happy about that. To cheer us up from this voting match, which obviously wasn't rigged, we have our next match. The Real Americans versus the devastating, deadly team of Santino Marella and the Great Khali, along with their devious manager Hornswoggle. I'm not sure if it's number 1751 or 1758. You see, Vince McMahon spent about $50 million of Linda McMahon's Senate campaign money on a leprechaun farm, and has cloned Hornswoggle. So now there's a ton of Hornswoggles running around in the WWE universe, in various different timelines and various different alternative universes, conquering galaxies and destroying worlds, whichever they see fit. Anyway, this match was a really great back-and-forth match between these individuals. Santino's comedy spots are absolutely hilarious. Khali did his part in the match really well. And Antonio Cesaro has been breaking out the Giant Swing. In this case, he hits the Giant Swing on the Great Khali, who he did it to on the Battleground pay-per-view. This is a rematch between these two teams. Cesaro also does a really great diving leapfrog on Santino Marella, jumping over Jack Swagger and hitting the Goomba Stomp. And, once again, hitting Great Khali with the Giant Swing Tilt-A-Whirl of Doom, which made Khali so dizzy that he couldn't get up for the 1-2-3 because Cesaro pins him. After the match, Hornswoggle forgets that Jack Swagger has keen prairie dog hunting skills and uses them to great effect and catches Hornswoggle and celebrates like he just won something out of a claw machine. He then hands the giant green sack of potatoes over to Antonio Cesaro, who tweaks his back a little bit, stretches his out, and proceeds to spin Hornswoggle around the giant tilt-a-whirl of death. Swinging Hornswoggle around and around, at least, I think, 12 times, like a giant sack of potatoes, until Santino Marella interrupts this giant swing of doom by hitting Cesaro with the Cobra, which is a sock puppet, in which my mother was howling in laughter because he hit him with a sock puppet. And I was as well. This was a really funny comedy match. The faces celebrate their loss, despite the fact that they lost to Antonio Cesaro's fabulous giant swing of doom. And it was a really great segment. Everybody did their part really well. And after the match, Hornswoggle began fighting with Santino Marella and Khali, and looked like he was about to lose his lunch. Then we had an attempt at Miz TV, with The Miz saying that, "Welcome to the most must-see! We're here." Redneck Annihilation arrives in the form of the Wyatt family, suddenly appearing in the middle of the ring. Do they have like a flu network set up in the middle of the ring for wrestlers and referees to suddenly appear out of nowhere or something? Because they've been doing that appearance thing a lot lately. Eric Rowan and Luke Harper attempt to destroy The Miz, which is natural for heels to destroy The Miz. It's natural for faces to destroy The Miz. Everyone wants to destroy The Miz for some reason. I don't know. Maybe he owes somebody money or something. Anyway, Uncle Wyatt wants to give Miz a hug. The Miz is horrified by this and proceeds to attack Bray Wyatt, not giving him the hug. Come on, Miz. It's just Uncle Bray Wyatt. He just wants a hug. Also wants his cousins to destroy you. But that's typical of a family reunion. I guess he must be getting flashbacks to those polka festivals he used to endure as a child or something. Anyway, The Miz escapes. And then Triple H shows up and greets his wife. They ridicule Colonel Brad Maddox and says that Triple H will be there personally to see the last match of this card. The 6-man tag team match between a Sith Lord, a deranged lawn gnome, and Cody Rhodes walking into a tag team match with the Shield. Somehow Cody Rhodes is the most normal person in this tag team match, considering the fact that his brother appears to be a Sith Lord, and of course Daniel Bryan is a deranged lumberjack / lawn gnome. Their opponents are the Shield, who seem to be pretty bemused about this, or pretty angry, because the Shield lost their tag match with the Rhodes brothers. This was a really great back-and-forth tag team match, with Triple H watching at ringside, carefully planning his next evil move. Like I said, chaos strikes once again. Unfortunately, a disqualification happens when Dean Ambrose hits Cody Rhodes with a chair and gets everybody disqualified. So, unfortunately for Triple H, he has to restart the match so that the match gets a decisive ending. Rollins bounces around the ring like a pinball. Daniel Bryan hits his spots incredibly well. Goldust does a really good job in this match. And Cody Rhodes sells his arm injury after getting suplexed out of the ring really well. Roman Reigns does a really great job, and so does Dean Ambrose being disruptors in the ring. Triple H was watching the entire match and seemed very bemused by everything, and thinking of his next evil strategy to take out Daniel Bryan. So, the ref calls for DQ. As I said before, Triple H restarts it. And then they brawl everywhere, but then suddenly, Randy Orton appears out of nowhere to hit Daniel Bryan with an RKO. Bryan gets rolled into the ring by Seth Rollins. Rollins pins him for the 1-2-3. Then, well, it's the Big Show. The Big Show appears. Triple H is in the ring with the Shield as they're trying to beat up on Daniel Bryan. They attack the Big Show. Big Show destroys them all with his giant strength and his homing fist that destroys everything, smacks Triple H in the face. Daniel Bryan sees that Triple H is knocked out, begins celebrating with the yes chant, and considers strangling Triple H with his tie to end the show. This was a really great episode of Monday Night Raw. All the matches were done really well, and Rollins pinned Bryan for the 1-2-3 for the victory because of the interference. Everybody was on point, everybody did their jobs really well, and every segment was really good. I had absolutely no problems with this show whatsoever, and my grade for it is A+. Really solid, really well done. And this has been Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling. I'm 14 Fitzpatrick, and I'm signing off. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen.